3 2 1 كريم سليم يا جماعة.
يوسف سودان.
What's up, bro?
ازيك يا حبيبي؟
How are you, حبيبي?
I'm all good.
Thank you for coming in on very short notice.
Of course.
I'm not going to treat you like a guest because you're not. Karim is a friend of the
I don't know
podcast.
if that's a good thing.
عزمت عليه بقهوة بتاع. Nah, bro.
Nah, bro. I'm just here to do a job.
I'm just here to get the
Give
shit
me out.
How are you, حبيبي?
I'm all good, حبيبي. I'm all good. This is our New Year's special.
It is the New Year special.
Shit.
الواد قال لي امبارح ان احنا ممكن نجيب كريسمس هاتس وبتاع بس لو كان كريسمس سبيشال قعدت دايما مستة بس السنة الجاية ان شاء الله.
السنة الجاية.
Do you think the podcast
Are you gonna keep this up for a year?
Yeah, I had to
Be very proud.
Do you think it's gonna be up for a year?
What's that, Yousef?
You think we're gonna be out of guests
من حكم
by...
خبرتي بيك. You get bored as shit.
I do get bored of shit.
But you have invested in this.
Yes.
More than you have invested in it.
I have time and money.
Nice.
But then again, I feel like I'm enjoying this genuinely talking, and I feel like this is the first thing I'm doing for me rather than for someone else. Which is very interesting, يعني عشان I've always been doing content for people. دي حاجة أنا لاحظتها. But this I feel like I've been doing for me.
So what do you mean by content for people?
Yeah, I've always searched for topics that I know how to talk about and that I'm a bit passionate about, but it was all about the people. يعني
Helping people out.
Yes. It was all about اللي هو لا إن أنا عايز أعمل حاجة عشان عايز أفيد بيها حد، عايز أعمل حاجة for the views، عايز أعمل حاجة for the likes, blah 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 blah. However, the podcast itself, no, I genuinely did for myself. يعني اللي هو I've been wanting to start a podcast for a while. I've been wanting to not interview guests, but to sit down and talk to very interesting people.
How has that been going?
It's
Conversations with guests. So I was here 10 episodes ago.
exactly 10 episodes.
So it was 10 episodes ago. All right. So you've had 9 guests since.
9 incredible guests. Yeah.
All right. So how's that been? Who's been most? Oh, can I ask that? Who's been most interesting?
بص مش هضحك عليك. They're all super different. ويعني I feel like that's what's sexy about it. بجد يعني كل الناس اللي جم لحد دلوقتي كل واحد عنده تكة معينة. يعني كريم داش واحد من كريم ما كنتش اعرفه قبل ما يجي. كريم لما بدأت اتكلم معاه حتى قبل البودكاست، كريم واحد من الناس اللي he just doesn't give a fuck.
Really?
He's just doing it because he wants to. يعني كريم لو خسر 200,000 فولور بكرة أو لو كسب 200,000 فولور بكرة.
Is that not a ruse though? Like a front everyone puts on to an extent.
No, like
to an extent. I'm not saying.
بصراحة كريم هقولك ليه. يعني كريم كان بيحكي إن هو في أوقات مثلا بيجيله يخش مثلا واحد يحط له كومنت بدون اللي هو في ساعتها بلوك، اللي هو مش هيضيع وقته، مش هيرد عليه، مش قادر يرد عليه.
I think that's healthy 100%. ما تعرفيش فوقك مني.
هو كريم قاعد يتواصل الموضوع ده. مينا شخلول، مينا كانت أول مرة قابله on the podcast and we hit it.
How do you reach these people in general? Like how do you know Mina? How do you
generally بقى عارفه من فترة. مينا كنت عارفه over Instagram. مينا is a super positive content creator. shout out to مينا @مينا شخلول. مرعب was super positive guy and he's been through a shit ton, so he has a lot to say. Mina, we hit it off instantly.
You said that about most of them though. I don't think we can see had رخم يعني.
But Mina was different. Mina was like we were friends beforehand but we weren't.
That's really. How did you know them through Instagram? DMs or work or?
I followed him, he followed me back. ما اعرفش ايه بنتكلم. يعني وهو بينزل فيديوهات حلوه فشخ. يعني هو بينزل فيديوهات اللي هو it's all about positivity and content creation وما اعرفش ايه بتاع. فوي vibe.
Kind of your vibe. Kind of your like.
بس always he's into it بقى بطريقه اللي هو لا عارف الناس اللي انت اقسم بالله بجد مين كنت like I had a running joke about it معايا ان انا اي مره بفتح فيها انستغرام وبص على الكونتنت بتاعه I'm like alright this is a good day like immediately someone's out there he's smiling he's posting good content I'm just fucking
I actually felt that in his podcast although with a lot of people you can feel like خلاص بقى ما تقعدش positive في وشي وبتاع
بس هو مش positive
بس مينا felt
هو positive بحلاوه هو positive
هو متحمس
يا ابني اقسم بالله اول ما شفته سودان وبالحضن الكبير قوي اللي هو علم انا عمري ما شفتك but I love it I love the vibe let's go لا Mina was something else to be honest.
All right. More recently you had
طارق مرعب طبعا.
طارق
يا جي بي جي. لا طارق جي باج لا طارق برضه كنت عارفه شخصيا لما تعرفت عليه شخص جامد فشخ. طارق اصلا he inspired a lot of what's going on في الاوضه دلوقتي. قال لي الحيطان وبتاع يعني كانش فيه هنا كنبه قال لي بقول لك ايه الاوفيس ده هيبقى literally بتاعك فميك ات يور سبيس ميك كومفورتبل فدخلتها. Thank you طارق. I'm not regretting it since then. Plus ان الابيسود بتاعته كانت حلوه فشخ.
So I listened to the episode وانا حد I know طارق انا يعني قشطه يعني not just through his page يعني I've played basketball with طارق I traveled to Berlin with طارق يعني قشطه شفنا we spent some time together. It was still very interesting to hear him and see him in that light, in that professional-ish light, yet still telling his stories, telling his...
and I feel like
it was really cool. It was a very different vibe.
This is why I feel like the podcast is going to continue, honestly. It's because a lot of these people you see, يعني أقول لك على حاجة. عمر حجازي. عمر حجازي الفرونت اللي هو بيحطه قدام الناس في الأول, which is understandable. He's a super confident guy, super charismatic, تقيل فشخ في نفسه. بس عمر بقى لما بدأنا نتكلم, عمر جالي الساعة 2 بالليل, حكيت القصة دي. عمر جالي الساعة 2 بالليل, فأنا طبعا مش شايف قدامي, هو مش شايف قدامه, جالي من أكتوبر, فاحنا اللي هو احنا الاثنين خلاص. بس هو أول لما فتح احنا قعدنا نتكلم حتى 4:30.
Really?
وأول لما فتح بقى بدأنا نتكلم اللي هو دخل بقى في حاجات spiritual فشخ, واللي هو ازاي you can
I've seen that as a trend. مينا برضو دخل في حتة, مينا خلاني أفتح فعلا the meditation guy
theta wave ومعرفش ايه وبتاع. بص بقى عمر خد الحتة دي بس with a lot less of the theta wave والحاجات دي to how do you actually achieve self-fulfillment and awareness. وحكى بقى عن حاجة اسمها the mind consciousness map, اللي هي basically بتبدأ معرفش من أول آخر حاجة تحت اللي هي shame, إن أنت you're super ashamed of yourself and you don't want to be in your own body معرفش ايه, all the way up to I think enlightenment, اللي انت بقى. وحكى كتير قوي على واحد اسمه اكتر تولي عمل كتاب اسمه The Power of Now.
Okay. I feel like you're learning a lot from this podcast, which is sick.
yes. أقولك على حاجة, episode شامة, shout out to شامة, شمشوم. episode دي كانت جامدة فشخ.
Shama's a great guy.
أنا وكريم اشتغلنا مع شامة. When you see him on the ground, like on
he's
floor,
still great. Like he's not the annoying
he's
boss.
He's
such a good boss.
And he's always grinding. فاللي هو وانا كلمت معاك في الحوار ده, when he mentioned حوار ان you don't have to be a leader, I've never heard anyone in my life say that. Everyone's
assume your position.
Do
it well. Just work as a team.
Bro, everyone's heading for the leadership. You don't have to be a fucking leader. And he وقالها صح قوي. لا عشان كده بقول لك this is the beauty. شيرين مثلا, شيرين أصغر COO, يعني مش COO, أصغر CEO, أصغر chairwoman أنا أعرفها, أو probably أصغر chairwoman في مصر.
شيرين's amazing.
She's incredible. She's incredible. يورا نفس الكلام.
بتكلم عن شيرين بحس بتكلم عن a woman.
واحدة.
يعني someone's in the market in the business.
She knows her shit, bro. She knows أكتر مننا كلنا. يورا نفس الكلام. يورا مراوي. يورا's been through a 9-year journey. أنا حاسس إحنا كل ده بنpublicize كل حاجة حصلت, بس genuinely يورا's been through a 9-year journey, bro. She's fought through it and she's an amazing person. الحمد لله هي دي حلاوة البودكاست. فاهم قصدي؟ زياد كحيل. زياد is a Paralympic champion and he's heading to إن شاء الله heading to Tokyo 2021. ده أنا كلامك فيه.
ده أصلاً هذا.
When you combine.
You had a Paralympic champion / Olympian in this chair.
لما بتجمع بقى الناس دي كلها, this is the beauty of it. اللي هو إن أنت there's so much you fucking learn. كنت لسه بتكلم مع shout out to يوسف حنا, كنت لسه بتكلم Paralympian. shout out to يوسف حنا, كنت لسه بتكلم معاه امبارح على الحوار ده. كنت بقول له, كان هو بيتكلم معايا, يوسف حنا wants to start his own podcast بتاع, ان شاء الله he's going to be on very soon like Feb or some shit. كنا بنتكلم فبقول له ان Joe Rogan is basically a sponge. He does nothing but listen and it's beautiful. يعني
How much knowledge do you think that man has? He's what, 3,000 episodes in or something retarded? How many episodes? You watch him?
1.6 مثلا.
1.6.
1,600 episodes. Yeah. ده غير
1,600 episodes and each episode's 2 to 3 hours. You know how much time this man has spent into his craft?
Every single day. He does it every single day.
That's insane.
لا وبيعزل ناس تقيلة يعني تبص
إيلون ماسك.
كاني ويست, إيلون ماسك, وبعد كده جرام, وفكرة هي فكرة إيلون ماسك, وبعد كده كاني ويست, وبعد كده مايلي سايرس, وبعد كده ما أعرفش جراهام هانكوك.
The guy's crazy. I don't even think he's interested in all these people. But he just
he just want to hear.
You'll find something.
You'll
find something about everyone.
كنت لسه النهارده بسمع له بودكاست مع واحدة ما أعرفش اسمها إيه, بس here's why I genuinely appreciate Joe Rogan فشخ. إن هو كان بيتكلم he's an American خلاص, وعادة American and Israelis are just hand in hand. كان بيتكلم على إن قد إيه مدى بشاعة اللي بيحصل في فلسطين دلوقتي, فلسطين المحتلة. وكان بقى بيتكلم, وفي واحدة إسرائيلية مولودة في إسرائيل يهودية بتتكلم عن ان ازاي ان اسرائيل بتقول ان هي they're a peaceful country وما اعرفش ايه بتاع they're democratic وبتاع بس هم الليل ونهار في ماسكرز وبيقتلوا وفي هومسايد الفلسطينيين. والست دي طلعت بتتكلم وجورجن عاده جورجن في الحاجات دي اللي هو بيبقى واخد جنب قوي ما بيقدرش يتكلم بس he opened up about it and I appreciated it فشخ عشان الموضوع ده فعلا مشكله فاهم قصدي دي again دي حلاوته يعني عشان ما اخش
it's a very risky business this podcasting especially with the whole cancel culture thing going on. Joe Rogan says one wrong politically infused word sentence اي حاجه
he's done
and I heard it they tried to cancel him at one point through his 1.6k episodes and it didn't work somehow. I think that's because at one point you're so set in the industry, you're so settled in, you're so خلاص you think podcasts, you think Joe Rogan. I personally
yeah, it's true he's يا ابني انا البودكاست ده practically كله inspired by Joe Rogan.
yes I know
well like I'm not ashamed to say it يعني هو he's the OG فاهم قصدي
yeah most podcasts are I think Joe Rogan
وهو عارف يعملها صح قوي يعني
how long has he been doing it 1.6k
I think
if you did one every single day that's at least 3 years
8 years and when you see the growth of his podcast من ان هو ما اعرفش بدأ بيعمل through Skype ولا ويب MD ولا حاجه غبيه فشخ كده to بقى the setup that he has now وبعد كده نقل تكساس اصلا بس then again I feel like this is what makes a podcast different يعني creating content in general you get to a point where مش هضحك عليك I was doing content to YouTube for a long time I did not see any returns. YouTube is starting to pick up now. يعني my channel اللي هي Yousef Soudan I have 2.7k. It just started to pick up. But it gets super demotivating. What's beautiful about a podcast in انت
the reward is in the craft itself.
Yes,
you're not waiting for it.
You genuinely just don't care about. Plus إن مفيش ماركتينج ليه؟ عشان كريم لو عنده انستغرام عشان كريم is off all social media because it's healthy and shit like that. So I don't know why you're doing that. Bro.
All my friends want me to be unhealthy.
Bro, I respect it. أقسم بالله. I respect it and I feel like أنت أكيد حياتك هادية.
No,
I want you to talk about that more.
Just cutting social media. Man, I did it last summer. I was going through a bumpy ride in life and moment. I was like, you know what? Seeing all these people do all this great shit all the time isn't helping. And it's all fake anyway. So let's just take a break. Let's stop trying to compete with everyone with this bullshit fake life thing. So I got off Twitter, I got off Instagram, I hadn't been using Facebook and I never got Snapchat.
What was the most toxic about platforms?
What was the most toxic? Man.
The gram?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Oh, Instagram. Easily, bro. Instagram is fucked. Instagram. Everyone's always at a party, أو مسافر, أو vibing, أو بتاع. And then when you see them in real life, you're just, okay. You're not as lit as you seem to. بس قشطة.
ماجد كان بيتكلم عن الموضوع ده ماجد عطله بودكاست
oh shit teaser trailer
episode 11 coming out first episode in 2021 بعد الكاس كان بيتكلم عن الموضوع ده كان بيتكلم ان انت we have this it's starting to be engraved in our culture دلوقتي and you have to be successful when you're young. When you look around and you see all these successful fucking people at 21 and you think to yourself I'm a loser.
I was reading so much about this and people at 23 going like, oh, my life is over. Oh, I'm very late. Oh, it's like,
bro, you're just getting started.
You haven't done shit. You just got out of your teens. You're barely legal.
انت تقريبا ما بلغتش.
You're barely legal, bro. Just relax. I think there's a lot of pressure and I think that gets to you a lot. It gets to you a lot more than me. Yani, I was trying to keep up with the hype and then at one point I was like, just, let me live these years and then I'll see what's going to happen.
And then again, you were doing a lot, by the way.
And I think because of that, I finally realized you're still doing a lot. But I think you enjoy it. That's the difference. You're actually just invested in.
بس كريم جات فترة كريم كان جامعة و full on جامعة when I say جامعة I mean genuine like university. ليه؟ عشان في ناس في جامعة وبيخيشوا كتير. مش عايز تسقط بس في ناس في جامعة they don't care about it. انت ايه أقل درجة بتاكل B+ تقريبا صح؟ I'm serious like it takes commitment and it takes a lot of work. Which is
I always worked hard academically الحمد لله يعني.
فانت academically ما شاء الله طيب academically Karim is very very intact you're running AFSU أو أنت يعني
we have this there's supposedly if Rona doesn't hit next semester, we should be inviting about 20-30 international American universities, about UCLA or University of Chicago, University, all those fuckers, with student governments, and just bringing them over here, AUC, invite them over and نقعدهم في اوتيل ونعمل لهم conference 3 أيام. If that works out, I'm supposed to have a meeting soon.
فكريم مسؤول فيه كمان, so academically و SU اللي هو اتحاد الطلبة, and above and beyond all that كان شغال في BFIT sales. So
I didn't enjoy that. I liked working. I don't like sales.
Yeah, sales is not for everyone.
Yeah, man.
Sales is not for
everyone. It's tough. It's
yeah,
feeling like you're trying to convince someone all the time. Like your whole job is like, come, look at this, try this.
لا هو sales مش يعني, وsales كمان مش أزه حاجة ليك يعني. I feel like sales takes away. Sales, you need to be charismatic, but it takes away from the creativity aspect of things.
Oof, definitely.
So?
Definitely.
Yeah, and the marketing is where all the creative.
Marketing's nice.
Yes.
Marketing's fun.
Yes.
You're a marketing lover. You love marketing.
I fucking love marketing. Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to ask you a question. Speaking of the podcast, what's like غير podcast, just another hobby or moment that you've always just been trying to get into and you never got around to? Or moment.
I've always wanted to do mixed martial arts.
We talked about this in the gym one day.
Yeah.
And you're like, يلا وهننزل تحت. I'm like, يوسف انت بق.
بعد كده أنا فعلا بقف حاجة كتير. That's true.
يوسف انت بق.
يعني given my height, which is not tall.
Another question.
I've always felt like I wanted mixed martial arts in my life. مش شرط when I say mixed martial arts, was MMA. قصدي some sort of
any just
combat.
So jiu-jitsu.
A combat sport. عشان ببقى حاسس ان انا فاهم اللي هو like كده I don't have the advantage of being fucking huge. So I might as well.
You're well built. You're fine.
I'm well built, بس أنا قصير يعني. أنا كان حاجة لو أنا كريم عمرنا اتخانقنا, هو أنا يعني my only I have a split second.
I always think I'm like that would be an interesting fight.
It will be an interesting fight, بس I have a split second. لو أنا split second دي ما عرفتش أدق وأخش جوه عشان أديك فاهم I don't know your fucking ribs, I'm done. عشان كريم الريتش بتاعه سافل.
That'd be a very interesting.
سافل فاهم قصدي؟
I don't know how it goes, but again you're very well built, so it'd be fun.
فالحاجات زي دي like I've always wanted the skill to have. لا اللي هو yes you completely harnessed the skill. فيو نو إنه لو لا قدر الله اتحطيت في أي موقف بقى مع أهلك, مع ومامتك, مع أختك, مع صاحبتك يا عم, انت لا you know what to do.
Man, I don't know. I've always thought of it like every time I've spoken to someone who is taking MMA and stuff. These people are the least people that get into fights. First off, you know, when you're so confident and sure in your abilities, you're like عيب. فاهم kind of like I'm not gonna go. انت مثلا مش هتدخل push up off مع فاهم عيل عمره ما let's bench off against a kid عمره ما دخل جيم في حياته. But it's kind of the same concept for them. وبرضه at the same time I always thought you don't have these rules in the street. You don't have these MMA rules. You can't kick him in the balls. Like, I'm gonna kick him in the balls.
هتقول له هنتخانق بس تقعد بس عشان انا بلعب boxing.
He's like, no, I'm gonna kick you. I'm gonna hit you in the face. I'm gonna poke your eyes out. I'm gonna adrenaline rush you. I'm not gonna take form and stuff. But I feel like it helps with the quick reactions. I don't know, someone's going for the punch and instantly muscle memory, you're already moving. I heard this story once. This guy was كان عايز يخض باباه, and his dad's like a black belt MMA. That insane.
Stupid move.
His mom tells him over and over, don't do it. This kid hides behind the door. His dad walks into the house. يخضه. We're like, أنا مش فاكر إيه اللي حصل. All I know was أنا اتخذت شقلبت على الأرض وخدت بوب في وشي or something like that, or with his knee in his face, fam, and his dad's literally on him. He punched him already. Like the punch was in the kid's face before the dad saw what was happening. It's an instant reflex.
هي دي فكرة. the amount of power that you feel, it's
the kids just cry. It's an instant reflex. But these are the things I'm like, okay, once you learn that, once that's an instant reflex, you do it 500 times a week. قاعد بتضرب في وشك 500 times a week, فخلاص your face is fine.
خلاص.
I get that.
كان عندي واحد صاحبي اسمه بلال, still one of my very very close friends.
You use that word a lot.
لا
When's the last time you spoke to Bilal?
Yesterday.
Okay.
فاجأتك. لا بس كلمته امبارح, كنت بكلمه بقول له بلال احنا نازلين نلعب كوره, قال لي برو انا عندي كورونا. الحمد لله السلامه يا حبيبي, اخبارك ايه؟ بس بقول لك عارف الناس اللي هو بكلمهم like once a month
and they're still great. I love these people. 100%.
بلال معايا من جريد 6 يعني. بلال يا ابني كان بيلعب كونغ فو وهو صغير. خلاص بلال مش متنحس الواد ده.
he played it probably اتمرن كتير يعني.
يتدرب كتير هبل هبل. بلال اقسم بالله انت كنت كان ليترلي بيبقى في الفصل يلا يا جماعه تعالوا اللي هو يشد دراعه واحنا نفضل نخبط في دراعه مش حاسس باي حاجه. nothing
في جريد 6.
لا في جريد 6 لا. ففي كده ناس اللي هو لا انت literally legit متنحس. that's the word يعني. انت what's a hobby that you've been wanting to invest in?
Man, personally, this is gonna be a weird one actually, but music production. And I've touched upon it يعني I've touched upon it a couple of times for quarantine, a couple of times before it في الصيف وبتاع. بلاقي نفسي عندي وقت قوي كده بفتح لابتوب اقعد احفرك واقعد اجرب.
music production ولا writing?
I've been writing for some time. That's very recent, and I'm like, I don't even know how I feel about that. But that's a little bit more of reflecting / I don't know what's going on there, but it's fun. I'm enjoying the writing part. Production was like, I genuinely wanted to know how to produce music because أنا لاحظت حاجة في نفسي إن دايما when I'm sitting and listening to music, a lot of people are focused on the lyrics, on the vibes. I'm like, oh, they added this drum beat هنا. Oh, this drop here added. Oh, the guitar was in the film. Just little things like that I go like, yo, did you hear that? And people are like, no. I'm like, oh shit, okay. So I'm listening to different things. It's really cool. I tried it. It's not easy. Especially when you play no instruments whatsoever. Whatsoever. فأنت you're just, it's trial and error وتك دي أنا يفعل ده أو ده elongate ده. It's really fun. It's really cool. I feel like I need to take a proper course to learn it. I just never got around to it. But imagine if you're just chilling and it's like, oh, you just start playing one of your beats.
that would dope. يا ابني
Nada mixes.
Nada mixes.
Doesn't produce. Nada's really good.
And
the
she's very good.
Yeah,
she's very good at it. Yeah. بس هذه الفكرة. هذه الحاجات اللي زي دي اللي هو the problem with these kind of habits is you can always start cheap, but if you want to start like properly start.
Relax, bro. So what I've learned from some just entrepreneurship club I tried once. There's something called an MVP, and minimum viable product.
Yeah, مش most valuable player.
No, not the most valuable, not Jordan.
not MJ.
No, just the minimum viable product, and you get it so you can test out your product just to see it. Do I like this? Do I want to continue this? And it's something that does the minimum required thing of your like the minimum required value that you're trying to get out of. Which I was telling you about when you were starting this podcast. I'm like, bro, just. You know, start.
I was just about to touch on that.
Oh, شوف الأول what you're feeling. شوف الأول if you're gonna like this. شوف الأول if you're down, if it's gonna work out that, and then invest. Go off. You didn't.
I didn't.
You went off.
If I start.
You went off. أيوة.
ماشي. أنا على حاجة موضوع الميوزك برودكشن ده if I'm going to start أنت عارف إن أنا جات لي
فترة أنت هتجيب ميكسر بقى وتجيب جيتار
هنزل على طول أجيب ميكسر
غبي No man, I was like on my laptop, free app. I'm just like testing it out. I'm like, oh, I like this. Okay, fine, maybe I'll invest in this sometime. Yeah, that's me. Speaking of the short thing.
Yeah. نرجع this shit again. قول لي. Surprise me.
The short thing wasn't an issue for you with girls because you're well built. You are what? Other people, no.
Other people, yes. Yeah, with girls it was always, all right, I'm short. I hope to God it's not winter so I can show my biceps.
However, with women, so it's okay. This is very controversial. It's okay for a girl not to date a guy because he's too short. However,
it's not okay for a guy to date a girl if she's overweight. Yeah, bro, I know. Yeah,
and they can control that, bro. We can't control height.
But honestly,
look at this bullshit.
Honestly, I'll tell you how I see it. أبوي كان دايما بيقول لي قبل ما زمان كان عندي فتحة كبيرة فشخ في أسناني قبل ما أحط بريسز. أبوي كان دايما بيقول لي
بريسز والنضارة.
بريسز والنضارة.
لا
بقول لك إيه أقسم بالله 2019 أول ما عدت عليا أنا بلغت في 2019
ليسك
وبريسز وشفت كل حاجة. فأبوي كان دايما يقول لي البنت اللي مش هتحبك بالفتحة اللي في أسنانك وما تستهلكش. أقسم بالله على طول like straight up shout out to my dad.
That's why you're gonna get braces.
That's why I got braces. That's why I was like, all right, no, she's gonna love me whether I have her or not. لا بس for real I feel like it's honestly I have two viewpoints from الموضوع ده. One, men and women should give themselves chances to say no. بس it should always be mutual. يعني ما ينفعش اجي اقول ايه الولد ما زي بالظبط اللي انت قلت اللي هو بنت ما ينفعش ترفض ولد عشان هو اقصر منها ولما البنت مثلا
ايوه قصدي it's very socially acceptable فاهم اللي هو okay if a guy is walking by and they go like oh he's cute but damn he's short
yeah
محدش هيعلق so if you go like oh she's cute but she's fat
you're done because it's tied to a lot of things but it's tied to in women and I'm not saying that this is the shit I'm saying but it's tied to ان دايما البنت بيبقى مقامها مقام كبير قوي من مقامها في جسمها وان هي لازم يبقى شكلها شكل معين عشان في الاخر خالص الستات دول لازم يبقوا يعني فاهم قصدي it's just
you know what that could be true just because حتة بالذات you don't hear it about guys you don't hear oh he's cute but he's fat as much
you don't
as much it's there but it's not as much فعلا حتة no oh he's overweight I don't want
عشان
but with women it's a lot more taboo
it is a lot more taboo but then again the way I think of it is اللي هو and this is I have not been this kind of person غير من recently وتعلمتها من كريم وتعلمتها برضه من صاحبنا اسمه جرحي he was supposed to be on the podcast but he's a bit tired today live and let live بجد يعني اللي هو خلاص like if a girl يعني احنا نعرف بنات انا اعرف بنت yeah she legit refused the guy and she had feelings for him and they were going and it was good she refused him because she's a lot shorter than her legit
يعني did she notice that later on like oh shit
yeah,
bro I'm in love with this guy but fuck he's not getting taller I'm screwed
she started to develop a lot of feelings and it was super mutual but she didn't go for it because he was short.
Why was she developing feelings? I feel like the physical is the first thing you notice.
Yes, they got
like
closer.
Okay, she's not attractive. خلاص.
They got closer over time and it ended up اللي هو لا خلاص يعني he's a lot shorter than me so I'm not gonna go for it. But by the way like then again
is this a friend ولا?
Yeah, she's a friend. Okay. But I'll tell you what like for real. I don't mind that. But I don't mind that for a couple of reasons because one I understand the physiological nature of and you'd like to be with someone who looks a certain way.
Bro, that's completely natural. That's completely normal. We remember we discussed the what was it? Body to personality percentage ratio. Priorities, okay. And mine were pretty balanced. Yours weren't. Moving further along.
Yes.
I think it's completely normal. I think
of course it is.
First thing you're attracted to, first thing you see is their physical. That's what's on display. You don't see their personality unless they're in a position of power. You see them doing something, an act of kindness, whatever it is.
Most people also when you look at a guy or a girl and they look hot as fuck and the moment they open their mouth you're like okay I pass.
Never mind.
Definitely.
But both can be deal breakers is what I'm saying. حتى من الأول it's like okay I don't even want to hear you open your mouth.
Yes.
And vice versa.
Yes but again I don't feel like there's something to be ashamed of. Bro no يعني خلاص يعني I feel like it's okay for me not to be into he's shit يعني لو يورا سمعت البودكاست ده but I feel like it's okay for me.
No, as a personal preference. I mean, I'm judging you. Oh, you shouldn't be like that. Or no, I'm not attracted to this. But let's be friends.
وده طبيعي. Like I'm
genuinely. I don't wanna.
I'm genuinely not attracted to blondes, and that's okay. أقسم بالله. My vibe is
you're a fan. You're just wrong.
My vibe is a brunette. I love brunettes. I absolutely love brunettes
Yousef
who have brunettes with blonde. Super silky hair and very thick eyebrows. That's like my shit.
You want Latinas, huh?
Yes, basically a Latina.
Thank God.
That's my vibe. Genuinely. مثلا for example مثلا I like girls who are basically Latinas. They're not as white. فاهم قصدي؟ I know we both know other guys that love like straight out of Starbucks white girls.
Other guys.
Yeah.
100%. All those other guys.
أنا أعرف بنات genuinely بيقولوا لي I don't want to be with a guy who is not أقل من مثلا 190. ولو خلاص يعني كان معدي أنا 190 دي 20 سنتي. أنا 190 ده أنت لو جبتني مرتين مش هوصل ل 190. But for real like يعني حبيبتي you do you as long as you're happy and as long as you find someone that's above 190 you do you and who the fuck am I to jump in and say لا انت لازم تحبيني انا no bro chill هي الفكرة ان احنا the culture that we're in is always about in a girl can say that but a guy can't and again I understand why a guy can't because it puts the woman in a very disgraceful position إن هو إن أنتي الvalue بتاعك في جسمك, which is
I think because that's the what's the word?
Predisposed. First game. لسه صاحي من ساعتين.
No, I think just because that's the context يعني that's already دلوقتي الناس في فكرة إنه البنت قيمتها في جسمها. Hence when you add to that it's an issue.
Yes.
However, if you imply it when you say a guy is short because that context is not there من الأول إنه هو قيمته في جسمه فلا إيش عادي يعني.
Yeah, and I feel like that's such a bullshit fucking context يعني إن الكالتشر بتاعنا بيقول إن البنت قيمتها في جسمها.
حاجات حاجة أيام الجاهلية بقى.
حاجة وسخة عشان هي ممكن تبقى أحسن بنت في الدنيا وبالنسبة لك أنت جسمها is not attractive. And then again at the end of the day لو هي جسمها is not attractive to you or you can يعني go fuck yourself. فاهم قصدي؟ اللي هو يعني
again no بالعكس it's like okay that's great that's
yeah,
completely
that's
fine bro. We don't have to go like oh my god
you commenting on it saying she's not my type. She's your type or not. أقسم بالله I'm serious. Like think about it. اللي هو out of the fucking blue حد بيقول she's attractive and someone goes like no her ass is too fat. Bro, no one fucking asks. خلاص, shut up. If you don't have something good to say, shut the fuck up. We don't always have to comment.
I was just gonna say, as a culture, we like to comment.
Yes, of course.
بنحب نفتي وبنحب نعلم.
يا وبنحب يا ابني أنا
بتكلم حاجتين بنحب نعلم.
ده كده.
أنت بتحب تفتي.
أنا بحب أفتي كتير. أنا بحب أفتي كتير فش. Lately بحاول أتون الدعم اللي هو في حاجة شوية فيها. بقول.
يا جماعة we had a friend. She was like يوسف اللي أنا بحبه فيك إن أنت لما تبقى مش عارف حاجة بتقول إن أنا مش عارف. أنا موت ضحك.
كريم كان قاعد على شمالي وأنا اللي هو بفكر بقى أقول طب هل أفتي أقول لها ده حقيقي ولا أقول لها like do I say this? Karim was like no. no. ده بحاول افهمه like it's bro if you don't have something good to say وحتى الكلام ده برضه same context goes for a girl if you see someone who's super well built but the guy's short as fuck خلاص يعني لا
سيبيني في حالي بقى
بس like يعني yeah بس then again I feel like it haunts guys more يعني يعني بحس ان مش هضحك عليك يعني انا لا I feel sometimes I feel very self-conscious about my height.
أقول لك ليه because especially with the height thing I don't think it haunts guys more a woman physically I don't think guys are as self-conscious about their body and stuff as women 100%. However with the height thing I understand because it's out of your control.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to fucking do?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
This is how I'm born. This is genetics. This is my growth spurt. أنا جبت آخري خلاص.
It's actually disgusting.
I can't do anything else.
There's genuinely nothing for me to do.
You know what's another issue with guys that they don't have control over? Their penis size.
Oh Jesus!
It's another issue, bro. I'm serious. It's like okay, if a guy has a micro penis, what is he supposed to do?
So micro penis is super rare.
What is he supposed to do?
Micro penis is low, like
relatively micro. يا عم صغير وخلاص.
Do you mean to say if he's Asian?
What is wrong with you?
I'm super racist. I'm super sorry.
No, I did not mean.
But then again, I feel like الحمد لله إحنا كculture الحمد لله which is great وحتى religiously يعني. We don't get into penis sizes because خلاص يعني
because you're fucked.
Yeah, like, no, like
because انت لبست.
Once you're married, you're done. اللي هو يعني once you're married, the woman's
you know a lot of marriages break off because of the
penis
sex.
sizes.
No,
the
sex generally.
Yeah, but the sex is different. يعني
like even in our culture.
Yeah, but bro, if you know how to use it, then you're يعني.
But we don't because we don't get to try until.
أنا على فكرة I feel like that's
we're married.
And that's a huge part of marriage. It's the exploration of that.
Right, and then when it's not explored properly, like when you're small penis and you can't fuck, it's just an issue.
That's true. انت عارف كنت بتكلم برضه مع حد صاحبنا على الموضوع ده and مش على الموضوع specifically يعني هي كنا بنتكلم على ان قد ايه لو فعلا يعني احنا الطلاق عامه الجواز والطلاق حلال والطلاق لينا لو انت مسلم يعني والطلاق ان ابغض الحلال عند الله الطلاق اللي هو يعني مش احسن حاجه مش احلى حاجه في الدنيا بس الطلاق حلال فانت ممكن تتجوز طلاق فاللي كانت بتتكلم فيه
what are the okay I'm gonna go into a moral gray area here.
don't go into anything religious
just no not religious just a gray area just like So if you just wanna fuck purely, if you just want sex,
lust, yeah.
if you're just purely lustful, what does religion say about just getting married and then تطلق and getting married and then تطلق? Just
I don't know. I don't know, but
go off.
I don't know, بس اللي أنا فاهمه إن ال purpose again أنا probably وفت يعني بس اللي أنا فاهمه إن ال purpose بتاع الجواز هو is to
create a family.
Yes.
You can't just do it for us.
إن لو الهدف بتاع ده يعني لو عصون تلاقي الرسول المفروض إن الموضوع عادي بس لو هو ده الهدف عشان في الآخر it's all about intentions يعني فاهم النية. بس then again like what she was talking about is actually very it's super culture بقى يعني it's purely culture. and ليه الموضوع ما يبقاش سهل لدرجة إن when two people fall in love أو two people خلاص they feel like they're a good match and they want to move in with each other and خلاص they want to commit they can get married بس if لو قعدوا سنة أو 2 أو 3 كده حسوا إنه لا خلاص this is rocky بتاع they're not good for each other ساعتها they can end it off وساعتها ممكن يطلقوا وساعتها يبقى الطلاق عادي. It's
why is الطلاق a big deal? Why is it حوار? Why is it a stain on your history?
كتير قوي إن لا الطلاق للراجل بيبقى عادي بس الطلاق للست ما بيبقاش عادي عشان الطلاق للست ما بيبقاش عادي عشان ده معناه فاهم قصدي
back to متى في جسمها
yes it does 100% full circle هي دي المشكلة ف a lot of this is super cultural a lot of this is إن هو لا ما ينفعش الست تطلق عشان ده معناه إن هي في مكانة أقل من الست اللي مش متجوزة.
تعرف إن حتى فسخ الخطوبة طلع حوار I didn't even know that
لا it's a stain
يعني كانت مخطوبة بس خطوبة اتفسخت
يا جدعان كنا
it's literally a trial period هو that's the whole point of الخطوبة test run
كنا متجوزين وبعد كده حصل مشاكل وسيبنا بعض. Where's the fucking problem?
Cause first thing your head goes to is like, whoa, okay, how big can these issues be? What can these issues be? Whoa, because no one talks about their issues. خلاص بقى the mystery بيخلي كل حد بقى يزيد بقى في النهاية. ده كان بيعمل كذا دي كان مشكلة ودي كانت مصيبة ودي كانت بتمشي كده وبتعمل كده
تخش في سايكل وحشة
سايكل كلام ولك ولت وخالتي لتت والجو ده فهو ده اللي بيعمل لك مشاكل يعني. It's all about reputation. This country is a lot about reputation. الدنيا ماشية هنا السمعة ده عشان الناس تتكلم كتير.
By the way حتى لو community بتاعك community chic it still fucks with you.
يا علاقة
عشان عادة موضوع اسمك أو سمعتك especially سمعتك فوق انت كعادي يعني بقول لك كان في مثال وسخ كان في مثال قذر كنت بسمعه زمان مثال قذر بيقول لك الراجل زي الولاعه ممكن تخلص وتملاها تاني بس الست زي الكبريت بتولعها مره وخلاص الكبريت بيتحرق. حاجه وسخه يعني اللي هو مثال وسخ اللي هو يعني اللي انت بتحاول تقوله ان الست مش بني ادمه في الاخر انت بتحاول تقوله ان الست عندها she has one shot if she doesn't فاهم if you don't dunk if you don't get a 3-pointer with that shot you're fucked for life bro. لا الراجل مش زي الولاعه زي الكبريت فوق في اللعبه ده
it's kind of like the Wi-Fi Bluetooth بتاع برضه حاجه كده بس
حاجه بص امثله قذره ايه دي الفكره. كل ده مش دين ده مش اي حاجه ده purely culture purely ان الست المفروض تتولد تكبري ما نعرفش ايه عشان في الاول خالص البنات دلوقتي هدفهم في هدف واضح للامهات ان البنت تتجوز وبقى البوليتكس بتاعت الفاميليز بقى مرعبه.
خلصت منها وهي كويسه and she's fine I gave you a decent
ايه ده يا جدعان ده يعني ده مش الهدف ده مش
I mean it's great to raise a decent girl that's lovely that's amazing good job
بس raising a decent girl has no like zero correlation it has zero correlation with her being married.
Don't throw
ده حماده وده حماده خالص فاهم.
Speaking of marriage in Egypt means now you can move out. Before that you can't move out. That's bullshit. I had this conversation with my mother ممكن من سنتين. I was like probably هتخرج مثلا اقعد لي سنتين وبعدين ابدا اشتغل ويعني اقبض فلوس كويسه move out يعني وان شاء الله بقى ربنا يوفقني انا عارف.
لا يا
تقول لي هتعمل ايه؟ I'm gonna move out obviously. He's like هتروح فين وليه move out وعارفش ايه move out مفيش حاجه الكلام ده لحد ما تتجوز وعارفش ايه. I'm like بتقولي ايه؟ apparently it's a thing again that I had no idea.
تعرف كنت بتكلم مع امي بس امي بص الموضوع بشكل مختلف. امي بتقول لي ان هي شايفه ان انت لو مش عايش مع حد وعايش لوحدك
you're more susceptible
عمرك ما هتتعود انك تعيش مع حد. ده اللي هي
ما
بتقول
انا عشت مع حد بقالي 20 سنه عشت خلاص بقى مش 3 4 5 6 7 8 سنين
بس عشان ده نجا العيشه لوحدك ليها بيركس كتيره فشخ
no and downsides
of course
طيب it's خلاص it's a different life it's a different responsibility عارف بقى what drove me crazy I told you طب انا لو لقيت شغل بره وعايز خلاص اموف قلت لي بره عادي if you're gonna move out for يعني خلاص عشان your career is in a different country هتعيش لوحدك هناك عادي بس ان انت في مصر احنا في نفس البلد وانت عايش في حته ثانيه ما ينفعش I don't get the logic I really don't get the مع ان I know a bunch of people that did it I still plan on doing it
صحابنا بس جرحي didn't really move out بس جرحي
that's different uni something else I'm talking about we're living in this house thought it was very interesting because he talked about and he's moving out to work. He's moving out because he needs a proper place to work and bring people so they can work and do his shoots.
I feel like that's a big part of it. عشان انت لو عايز move out عشان عايز تهيص.
No, I want to move out because I want to be independent. خلاص I'm a 26-year-old, a 25-year-old. أنا مش قاعد في بيت أهلي. مش عشان ما اتجوزتش هقعد في بيت أهلي.
خلاص يعني. دي عادة من الحاجات اللي أنا I'm against when people tell me and they want to travel abroad to study. You can be independent وانت في مصر. وانت عايش مع اهلك ليه عشان independence is not ان انت بالنسبه لي independence مش ان انا بصحى وبغسل مواعيني وبنشر هدومي وبقفل بيتي وبقفل ورايا وبنظف ده مش independence هو بالنسبه لي انا independence هو ان انت لا you're making your own money 1 2 you have certain responsibilities that you've put on yourself 3 بالنسبه لي انا it's the idea of being able to carry yourself through life alone. That's independence. I understand why people always relate independence to لا أنا عايز أسافر برا. ليه؟ ممكن بجد يبقى مسافر جامعة قحط اللي هو أنت أكرم لك تخش فاهم MIU هنا ونفس الeducation وأرخص 100 مرة وهتبقى في مصر فاهم وجنب أهلك وجنب أصحابك فاهم قصدي؟ بس هو برضه يسافر برا ليه؟ عشان أنا عايز أبقى independent معلم. طب ما تشتغل. ما تحط على نفسك responsibilities انا كل شهر عايز اعمل 1 2 3 فاهم قصدي انا هستأذن اهلي لو مثلا بيتي دورين عايز اخد الدور اللي تحت شقه ليه يبقى تبدل بقى
I definitely carried more responsibilities moving to Egypt than إذا كنت نقلت ولا عشان كنت أنا مع أمي أختي بس وقشطة مسؤولية مختلفة خالص. However, when I think that type of independence of إن أنا برا لوحدي it's الحاجات اللي انت قلت عليها دي مش بسيطه ان انا ما فيش حد عامل لي اكل في البيت I need to think of where my next meal is coming from ما فيش حد غسل لي هدومي I need to sit and make اعمل بتاع laundry day او اعمل بتنجان ما فيش حد هيشتري لي حاجات ما فيش حد هيوصل لي حته ما فيش حد هيذاكر لي او يقول لي اقعد ذاكر ما فيش حد هيشتغل لي او يقول لي اقعد اشتغل ما فيش حد
صح انا هارش كده
it's a complete dependence on yourself there's no one that's giving you tips or advice قشطه التليفونات حاجه بس ان انت حد فوق راسك شايفك انت بتخرج مش عندك امتحانات مش عندك دي خلي بالك دي سوق دي رجع دي ودي ما اعرفش مين الصيانه اعمل روح المستشفى this is a whole deal this is actually رعب ان انت getting sick او getting بتاع وانت لوحدك عايش لوحدك and dealing with that is a whole different So I think no, there's a different kind of independence that you get outside. Just living alone on your own that you don't see. حاجات صغيرة, but when they add up, it's like okay, I am completely self-sufficient. I am self-sustainable. كل حاجة معتمد فيها على نفسي.
ده understand. بس ده again يعني لو أنت مسافر برا مصر عشان the sole purpose of I want to be independent أو
it's an experience, man.
It is an experience.
It's a different
بس
experience.
يعني
you can gain it here. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying it's a different experience.
And I feel like السفر برا مصر if it's not purely educational there's a lot more cons than pros to be honest. يعني أنت aside from the fact that you're missing out فشخ هنا there's so many people you can make outside that will actually last.
Okay, so this is coming from me, someone that lived 16 years برا قبل ما جينا. You're 100% correct. الناس اللي برا are a lot more fleeting.
فرفشة.
عشت 16 سنة مع ناس and 3 years later I'm not talking to them. It's a lot more. It's because I used to see them every day for 16 years. فقشطة كميل. But now there's a person living in ما أعرفش Australia and a person living in fucking Taiwan والأمريكا ولا في إنجلترا. It's like okay.
أكيد إن أنا مش أكيد إن أنا مش قبل ما أنام الساعة 3 الفجر أكلمك عشان الساعة 7 الصبح.
we can still talk once or twice a year but that line of communication is not the same. Here because you feel a lot more settled down a lot more إن أنا مش بعمل كده eventually هرجع أو همشي أو هروح.
في نوع من
مش حتى روتين بس any relationship I make here I feel like even if we were close for a month in 10 years إذا قابلتك
we're
معنا في
so
الجامعة
close.
طب شو اسمه إيه طب جامد I'm not gonna run into those other people by accident in the
exactly.
UK. It's gonna be very very difficult. So the fact in this is the future, most probably or possibly, and it makes that. But the part of missing out, okay, so I was listening to this comedian called Daniel Sloss. A friend of mine told me about it. And
Is that friend Garhi?
no, it's Zayn actually. You know Zayn.
I know Zayn.
So Zayn is like this guy, he has like 3 specials or something, and the second one's called Jigsaw. And the theme of it basically is, you know, when he was 7, مش عارف ايه, his dad told him a crazy analogy that he still lives by to this day. His dad told him, life is like a fucking jigsaw. Everyone is trying to figure out their own jigsaw puzzle. No one knows it, everyone is guessing, and everyone thinks they're right. And as you go along, and the jigsaw, like any jigsaw, like puzzle box, عادة بيبقى فيه صورة وانت بتقلد الصورة. This one doesn't have a picture. So he's like the easiest way and the best way to do it is to start with the corners and the edges and then move your way in. That's how you do any jigsaw. So he explains in okay, so the corners are the basic corners that everyone shares to some sort of extent: family, friends, career, hobbies. Hell,
It's very interesting.
it's an amazing analogy. I loved it. It drove me crazy. So his father is like, okay, so these are the 4 things.
Especially jigsaw.
It's Daniel Sauce, the thing's called jigsaw. So it's like, okay, so you have these 4 corners and you move into it. And the more you add to one corner and you focus on it, the less you have to add to the other corners. So as I'm focusing on my job and stuff, I'm taking pieces from my hobby because I don't really have as much time to do it in here. Family, if I'm putting more pieces into the family, فأنا بزود من هنا شوية, I'm taking away, but eventually هرجع عشان أكمل هنا عشان أكمل my jigsaw. And then his dad was like, and this is why the thing turns a bit of a dark turn. He's like, and you're working towards it, and you're still trying to work towards the middle. And what is the middle? Is like, it's that one fucking person that you fall in love with that makes you complete, and it just fills up your whole jigsaw. It's like, to me, that was your mother. And Daniel just goes like, and that's why I'm never going to fucking find anyone.
Oh God,
it's like, I don't think I'm ever going to find anyone that completes me in that way. What my takeaway from it all, because he discusses later on in his jigsaw puzzle, his completion, why he's at his happiest right now in his life, is not one person or one piece in the middle that fixes it all, but all the little pieces, all the little friends he made all over the world, all the little specials and the crowd and the people that love him, the people that send him shatuta, that completes his jigsaw. That was very interesting to think about your own jigsaw. It's like, okay, so what's completing you? What's that big piece in the middle that you're working towards, or that you think completes you at one point? At one point, you're like, okay, this is my jigsaw.
That's so deep, man. God damn.
It was amazing. I love it.
I'll probably watch that.
Drove me crazy. And he was talking about
Netflix.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't.
EasyBest.com.
But it's like another very interesting thing. Okay, let's talk about this first. So, what do you think? What do you think of the concept?
I love the concept. I love the analogy.
Do you think these are your 4 corners?
Yes,
as well?
100%. 100%.
All right, I agree with the 4 corners.
طبعا في corners أكبر من corners. You do want some corners to be bigger than others, but like practical terms, some corners are يعني I always have a problem with my family, not like a physical problem, بس اللي هو a problem with giving them the priority عشان دايما حاسس اللي هو إيه لا I'd rather be with my friends. يعني for example النهارده إن شاء الله this episode is going to air New Year's. أول
2021
مبروك يا جماعة كل سنة وانتم والله طيبين. بس for example مثلا أنا أهلي بيقولوا لي إحنا عايزينك تقضي راس سنة معانا.
Okay.
أنا كده عايز أقضي راس سنة مع صحابي.
Okay.
I'll probably end up doing it with my friends. فاهم قصدي؟ These are like the small things.
Well, I think because غير إنه we've been with them for like 16 years فأنت حاسس إن أنت خلاص بقى فاهم لو آخر 3 سنين دول عايز أشوف صحابي وأنا تين بقى وصحابي لوحدي وبتاع. There's that feeling of them being a constant all the time. No, they'll be there.
Which, by the way, is very frightening because
when that constant goes away, he talked about that too. It's like so. Some of the times the pieces get removed, and then you're fucked, and you need to find a way to تعوض and recalibrate your whole jigsaw, and fucks up your whole puzzle. Because like, okay, now I need to take pieces from here and put it there, and try to تعوض this happiness with this.
I love that analogy. I feel like I agree. مع حتة إن أنت بس I don't really agree. I'm not a very big proponent of in finding a person you love, and finding a person that you call home, and finding a person that you can relate to, and the person that you can cry to, and the person that you can laugh with, and the كله is very important. It's, to me, one of the most important things in the world. However, because we put so much pressure on love, I feel like we tend to just drain it. Because يعني لو الميدل بيس بتاعت الجيكسو، لو البازل اللي احنا بنتكلم عليها، الحته اللي في النص اللي هي practically اكبر حته اللي بتكمل الجيكسو is love. The moment that's gone, على the moment لا قدر الله انت ممكن تحب حد ويتوفى، ممكن تحب حد ويسافر، ممكن تحب حد و it doesn't work out، ممكن تتجوز وتطلق، ممكن فاهم تخطب وتفسخ. I feel like when that goes away, the core of the jigsaw is gone. So I feel like it's half and half. أو I feel like having the middle piece أو اللي هي أهم جزء في حياتك هو الcombination بتاع كله is much more important than having it as love. عشان love كده is يعني love itself أو having a person that you share a relationship with will eventually fill it up and will eventually grow it and grow the most important part of your life. But then again, I've learned and you should never ever put all your eggs in one basket. It's important to have a basket that's a lot heavier than others. عشان that's what you have your money on. فاهم قصدي؟ In that sense, it's having that one person that you know for a fact إن الشخص ده قاعد معاك إن شاء الله يعني يا رب باقي حياتك، وإن هو ده الشخص you will fucking fight for them, you will fucking die for them، الكلام ده كله. But then again, you just don't know what can happen. It's having the collective of زي ما هو قال the collective of أهلك وصحابك with doing something that you're really passionate about, something that you genuinely love, وhaving الهوبيز بتاعتك والكارير path بتاعك، الكلام ده كله all that circles in to build that jigsaw. All right.
So his take on that, and he's like, and this is why I'm gonna die single. I'm never gonna fucking find love. He's like, because there's so much pressure on it. But at the same time, he's like, the reason this piece is left till the end, and you're just building around it until it fits, is because this piece is supposed to fit perfectly with the rest.
Wow. Wow.
This piece, you're just supposed to insert it.
Are you sure he's a stand-up comedian?
He's
God damn. الواد ده جامد فشخ.
A guy, he twists it and you're just laughing throughout the middle, but it's amazing. He's like, the issue with our generation, and because love is so romanticized, and it's been romanticized for fucking years, ever since we were kids. Cinderella, with the guy kisses her, وبتقوم وده بيحب ده والجاي
Snow White إن الراجل ماشي لقى واحدة في الغابة بسها
سقف Snow White. المهم الجو ده إنه love is so romanticized, and then there's this insane concept everyone needs to fall in love. All of social media, love, we love quotes, we love people taking pictures in the mirror, having sex, and all that. You know, that's just social media at this point. And it's just going off, and it's like, okay, so because love, there's so much pressure on love, and you need to find love, we young love, that what people are doing are they find a piece that they think fits, and it's very clearly doesn't, and they try fucking stuffing it and trying to put it perfectly and just pushing and shoving and moving things around. You know, that piece has to fit, and this is the piece because of all the pressure we have. It was very interesting. He started talking about this relationship he had. And he's like, this bitch basically tried to just remove my whole jigsaw and make us work on hers. It was like, it was so toxic, and all the focus became on her jigsaw. Fuck my hobbies, fuck my work, fuck my everything, and all attention. He's like, she was jealous of my relationship with my father. Well, I love it.
Okay.
Oh, he's like, this bitch is crazy. Anyways, but again, just makes you think, are we just forcing pieces into our jigsaw? It's insane.
Wow.
He was like, I have broken up 72 relationships until now.
Oh, 72? How old is that guy?
No, he's young. He's 26. But he's like, like from my specials, people are sending me on Instagram. He's like, to me, I saved 144 people. I was like, okay, did he? Is it true? Is it right? Are people just trying to
100%,
force shit?
100%.
The word forever is being thrown around a lot.
كده
Always and forever.
معلم شفت الميم بتاعت
maybe always and forever. Maybe it's
will
true.
you stay with me always and forever وحد بيرد عليه خلينا نظبطها. ده جاي كده بس
بستعمل الكلمة دي كتير.
يعني ايه
بستعملها كتير
يا ابني انا ما اعرفش انا هعمل ايه الاسبوع اللي جاي. يعني ايه forever دي انا اقسم بالله انت ما تعرفش ايه اللي هيحصل معاك بكره فاهم انت مرتب حاجه بكره ما تعرفش ايه اللي هيحصل.
But does that lead you to just always, again, being like him, just being completely fearful of, okay, I'm never gonna say that, I'm never gonna try it because most probably, عشان قاعد يدي statistics برضو خارج, is like 90% of relationships that start under 30 don't work out. And that drove me crazy. 90, انت عارف يعني 90 يعني 10% work out. يعني اهلي كانوا من 10%. ده هبل.
10% of 10% it works out and they still love each other probably. And it doesn't work out.
It's a whole other thing. So it's like, okay, so should I be completely paranoid and think no piece ever fits, and think that I'm forcing a piece in, or like when does it feel right? When is the piece just actually fitting into my jigsaw?
All right. Do you believe in compensation?
Compensation, like إن كل حد واخد
إن كل حد
18 قيراط وبتاع ولا إيه؟ Everyone's giving everything equally.
And you eventually will have to compensate one thing for another in your life. One variable will have to be compensated for another. For example,
definitely.
Yeah.
Again, that works out in the analogy.
I feel like it's compensation. I feel like yes, I've forced many things into my life, many things into my life, and it proved to me once and twice and 3 times, and it doesn't work out.
Okay.
Forcing anything doesn't work out because it's such a good example. The jigsaw puzzles just don't fit. فخلاص, you're fucked. However, I also believe in compensation, and I do believe in
define compensation.
It's where you find something that you are so intact with, and you would remove pieces of the puzzle
just to make that one fit.
Yes.
Is that right though?
It's only right if you think it is. That's something I've learned. Don't kill yourself. عمرك ما تغلط في نفسك وتقول ان انت عبيط او ان تقول ان انت ما كنتش بتفكر او كنت
You know, I have that. I live with that a lot. No regrets.
Yeah.
No. When I made that decision,
you thought it was
I had
right.
my reasoning.
Yes.
That's خلاص.
Yes.
Every decision I make sure I think it through, and that's it. If I thought it through, I've had my reason.
معنا انت دايما تغلط. ما فيش حد فينا ما بيغلطش.
100%.
مفيش حد فينا ما بيغلطش. I feel like removing pieces of the puzzle, but then again I feel like you should have solid corners. يعني في corners معينة you would be willing to compensate. يعني أنا I'm always willing to compensate in my hobbies, for example. I would be willing to compensate in both my hobbies and my friends.
حاول نرتب بادل
حاول نرتب بادل ومش عارفين يا ابني
بقالنا سنة دلوقتي
سكواش بقالنا سنتين مش عارفين. لا بس for real يعني I would rather compensate for example my hobbies and my friends. يعني في ناس كتير قوي ما عدوش معايا السنتين اللي فاتوا وانت اكيد في ناس نفس الكلام. في ناس اللي هو انت بتبقى عارفها and you just fade the fuck out. خلاص يعني you're unimportant. But yes, I would rather compensate for my hobbies and my friends.
When I say friends, I don't mean these people. I mean friends. I mean corners of my jigsaw people. I want their first support.
لا, I would rather compensate for my hobbies. عشان then again, my belief is if that person, if that loving part of your relationship, if that significant other is your significant other, you don't need to compensate anything.
Hey, that's what I'm telling you. It fits. It's supposed to fit. You're compensating, but you don't feel like it's
not supposed.
You don't feel like it compensates.
It's not. But
when I say fit, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm not changing or sacrificing anything for you. But yes, you love my hobbies, you love my family, you love my friends, you accept my everything, you accept my pieces as
like
they
accepting
are.
and loving are two completely different things. Accepting is I take you for who you are. Loving is I love you for who you are.
But should you be with someone that you're only accepting and not loving?
There are definitely parts of that person that you just accept because your morals fall short. It's a true example. There are parts of my girlfriend that I accept that I don't love. There are parts of me that my girlfriend accepts but doesn't love. It's part of. هذه فكرة عشان كده أنا بقول. انت عارف انا مقتنع ان if there is an all one loving person you're never gonna love them.
What do you mean all one loving?
يعني لو حد perfect absolutely perfect
Not perfect for you. Perfect
me.
is extremely subjective.
Perfect for me. Perfect for everyone. يعني شخص is
No,
perfect.
they can't be
فكك من everyone. بتكلم يعني فك يعني.
Hey, but if they're
شخص
perfect for you,
يوسف،
then they
شخص
are
perfect
perfect for you.
كريم.
Then they are perfect.
No, أنا مقتنع أنت.
Including their flaws, they're perfect.
أيوة.
When you say perfect doesn't necessarily mean flawless, but perfect for you. These flaws to you are perfect.
ده اللي أنا بحاول أقوله إن يعني.
Because flaws برضو.
Yes.
So flaws are subjective.
In no, like أنا مقتنع إن أنت yes, a loving person needs to be there, but زي ما أنت قلت بالظبط, love is very romanticized, extremely romanticized in our culture, in every culture actually.
In our generation.
Just this generation. It's the generation. It's where everyone is seeking to find true love, where it gets
الموضوع بهوى.
Actually it gets to a point where when someone doesn't find love, أي حد بيسمع air quotation كتير فشخ على love, when someone doesn't find that shit once and twice and 3 times, they just go like, oh, all right, it's not meant to be, fuck love, fuck you, fuck everyone.
You know, I've learned that experiences are actually very important. As much as in our culture it's like, oh no, just let's start together and لازم البنت تقابل خطيبها فاهم قبل ما يتجوزوا بسنه, هم خلاص كده او مش بسنه حتى كام شهر يا ريت ويتجوزوا, يبقى
والناس كلها نفسهم
هم ما يعرفوش غير بعض وعمرهم ما حبوا
هم صغيرين.
I feel like especially nowadays it's very important with experience just to see what else is out there, just so you, because we have a feeling of this missing out of no, oh but look at them, oh what if I didn't find this, what am I like this, am I not sure. Plus just knowing yourself more. I feel like I've learned a lot about myself with experience. You know, oh I like this, I don't like this about myself, I've grown from here, I've done this, I like that about other people, I don't like this about other people. When it's all you've seen, when you've had one relationship, it's all you've seen, you don't know if this is something you're into or not, it's just all you've known. Kind of like كنا بنتكلم على حوار في العزبة, كنا عند عزبتك من يومين, and we were talking about الفلاح how his life is peaceful ما أعرفش إيه. So I'm like, yeah bro, but it's extremely fucking boring, this person is not living all these different experiences we are.
But it's not.
So yeah, your argument was
it's not, my argument was that it's not boring because it's the only thing you've seen.
He doesn't know anything else. He doesn't know the city life. هي دي إنه هو okay, if I don't know anything else, if I don't know what I like, I don't know what potential is there out there. I feel like that just stays on your mind all the time. It's like, oh, but what if there's potential for more? But once you've seen, once you've known yourself, you've known what's out there, you've tried things out, it's like, you know what? I like this. I'm happy here. I enjoy this. This is where I'm comfortable. I feel like it's very important with experiences nowadays.
100%. 100%. I also feel like people need to understand and you don't need to love now and you don't need to find love now and you don't need to find true love وانتي في الجامعة وانت مش محتاج تلاقي البنت اللي انت بتحبها في وانت في المدرسة او انت في الجامعة او حتى وانت في الشغل. بجد يعني البريشر بتاع اللي هو you're missing out او ان the girl you could have been with someone else right now. Bro, no, she's not. No, she's not. You don't know. أقسم بالله بجد. You don't know where she is. You don't know what she's doing. You don't know where he is. You don't know what he's doing.
Do you believe in destiny?
اللي هو الإنسان مخير ولا مسير?
Like you think there is a girl for you that you are supposed to be with.
أنا مقتنع إن الإنسان مخير إلى ما هو مسير له.
اديني بقى بالانجلش عشان الشباب ما فهمتش حاجه.
ابويا كان دايما بيقول لي ابويا
راجل كبار اقسم بالله مرامي الحمد لله ما شاء الله.
كان دايما بيقول لي ان مش هو طبعا قايل الكلام ده يعني, بس كان بيتكلم معايا دايما ان في حاجه اسمها رزق مسير ورزق, يعني في رزق معلق ورزق مسير. الرزق المعلق ده رزق انت بتسعى له عشان تاخده.
اوكي.
الرزق المسير ده رزق انت كده هيجيلك. يعني ايه الرزق المسير؟ هو انت مولود بقلب شغال عادي, انت مولود بعينتين وبرجلتين وبإيدين.
You're just given.
انت مولود الحمد لله in a very loving house. انت مولود في اهل مسيحيين مسلمين قرود بيعبدوا فيهم بقر whatever it is. دي حاجه انت you're given. في رزق تاني معلق اللي هو ايه, انت عايز تنجح في الماده المعينه, انت بتشتغل فبالتالي بتنجح. في رزق تاني معلق, انت for example مثلا بتشتغل عشان عايز تكسب البطوله الفلانيه, فانت بتروح كل يوم بتشتغل وتجتهد وتصل بطوله معينه. فانا بالنسبه لي love falls somewhere in between, اللي هو ايه, في حاجه انت مسير ليها ولكن انت عمرك ما هتقدر توصل للحاجة اللي انت مسير ليها دي. او يعني لا let me rephrase, انت مسير ليها ولكن هي في نفس الوقت رزق هي معلقة. يعني you need to be there and you need to engage in conversation and you need to get to know that person عشان الرزق المعلق ده يتحول لرزق مسير.
Wouldn't it just be معلق at that point? You're working towards it. I don't know. With me, it's very weird with love because yes, fate plays a role, 100%. I agree that it's both. I agree that it's work. I agree that you have to work towards, and if you don't, you can lose it. But I also think there's a huge just fate qadar part that plays role in how if this person is that person, if they're meant to be, then you need to work for it to keep it.
Yes,
if they're meant to be.
I agree
they
with
can
that.
meant to be, they can like be meant to be, but خلاص, if you don't work towards it and you're just being toxic, it's not going to work out, although that person could have been the one, quote unquote. But at the same time, from what we've seen, especially in this culture, and اسمهم ايه جواز صالونات والجو ده, and these people aren't meant to be. انا مش مقتنع ان عشان خالتي شافت بنت عمت مين محمد في الفرح مين فان دول يتجوزوا فده الصح ان دول meant to be. Of course كده بيبقى قدرهم وكل حاجه, بس it works because they're both خلاص they were looking for something. They're at the same point in their lives, they work towards it.
تعرف ان جواز صالونات
it works out a lot of times.
a lot,
but it's not. But what is work out? It works out isn't خلاص stable family, stable بتاع. Are they joyous? Are they in love? Are they sparks في كل حتة? Not necessarily. Are they passionate? كده يعني.
I personally think, and I feel like a lot of people agree, relationships are built on respect before it's built on love. Because respect breeds love. But love does not necessarily breed respect. عشان كده جواز صالونات بينجح كتير. عشان
there's respect.
There's respect from the get go. انت من الباب, انت بتفتح الباب respect. انا مش بموت فيكي و I'm head over heels for you واللي هو اعمل لك I'll jump in front of a moving train for you. بس I will respect your privacy. I will respect you. عمري في حياتي ما هدي اقرا عليه صوتي. عمري في حياتي.
You know that's not true though.
Of course, but then again, usually the respect is just there عشان انت you're meeting a person. Again, بتقابل واحد صاحبك.
It's a stranger for the first time, but there's first impressions.
They're super respectful. عن الحب, إن الحب مشكلة. The problem with love is toxicity. To me, is when people misuse love. It's when you know that that person will fucking die for you, so you give them hell.
Then that's not love. That's not mutual love.
No,
it's just love from one side.
No, it can be love. It can be love, but it just
taking advantage is not love.
It's not taking advantage. أنا بموت في البت دي والبت دي بتموت فيا. بس أنا بتعصب كتير فشخ وعارف إن حتى لو تعصبت وحتى لو مديت إيدي عليها هي تفضل تحبني.
غلط. Then you're not in love.
لا بس أنا بالنسبة لي I'm in love. ليه؟ عشان أنا بمدي إيدي عليها. which again أنت لو بتعمل كده أنت مش راجل أساسا.
100%.
أنت مش راجل. انا همد ايدي
بس you're not in love لان انت شايف
انا بمد ايدي عليها عشان انا خايف عليها. فك
ماشي, انت متربي غلط, ده حوار تاني.
انت مجنون بقى.
انت متربي غلط.
بقول لك love does not necessarily breed respect. فيعني love itself when a relationship turns toxic, it's when you genuinely.
I think it's also very important for two people to have the same definitions of love. Going back to
what is your definition of
no that's
حلقة تانية.
But I just think the concept and what you just said reminded me people have different definitions of love. انا ممكن شايف ان انا بضربك عشان بحبك وهي التانية شايف انت اصلا عشان تعلي صوتك عليا يبقى انت بتحبنيش. الموضوع خلص, فاهم؟ فاللي هو okay, so what you see as love is not what I see as love. Hence when I say I love you, that's great. I know that you feel very deeply for me. I'm sure that love constitutes a lot of things عندك. What are those things? عشان to me when you said the respect thing I was like ده عندي basic fill of. عندي respect, عندي trust, عندي شوية حاجات كده اللي هو when if that word is said, if that word is mentioned, I respect this person, I trust this person, I feel for this person. حاجات كده يعني اللي هي basics. You know what I mean? It comes as a package.
Basics can be super different to
definitions. I think again that's what I mean with the growth and exploration thing. The more you meet, the more people you love, and the different types of love. And there's a quote one of our good friends says a lot.
I was just about to mention.
And there's okay, I'm gonna butcher it مش حافظها بس إنه there are many different types of love in the world but never the same love twice. And it's like I love you, bro, and I love a lot of people. I love my mother. I love a lot of people, but that doesn't mean إنه my love for you is like my love for my mother. It's like my love for my Shimeen, like فاهم قصدي؟ And
I agree.
That's about it.
I agree 100%. And I feel like to me it was always different levels of love. في حد هنا وبعد كده في حد هنا وبعد كده في حد هنا وبعد كده في حد فوق فاهم بس yeah it's growing on me the concept of it and there's never the same love twice. I feel like also people need to understand and there's just love is such a big word. Never throw around the word love.
حبيبي.
I say but to me there's a lot of to me when I say I love it means I appreciate you فشخ. I never say I know it's stupid but I never say I love you to people that I don't genuinely love. I always say
how's that stupid? That's literally the whole point.
Yes. I always say I love you bro. فاهم حاجة شيك حاجة لو hey I love you ما أعرفش إيه بتاع.
Again because there's this social pressure.
Yes.
ماشي خلاص.
I love you is such a hefty word. You should not throw that shit around.
I think that's subjective. Yeah, people try to spread love. Why do you? There's enough love for everyone.
Not necessarily. خلي بالك إن love ده اللي هو it's someone you're genuinely willing to sacrifice a lot to, and it's
your definition.
Yeah,
that was the.
Yeah,
it's just that's the beauty of it. Is every definition is different. Yet we all know and this is huge. It means a lot. But your definition, Haga, you're to you. If you love someone, means you'll take a bullet for it. خلاص. أي حد you take a bullet for it, that means you love. فاهم؟ وحد تاني it's لو if that person will jump off a train for me, then I love them. Okay, ماشي خلاص.
I also feel like a big part of it is in a lot of relationships. يعني I've been through that. What makes a beautiful relationship, especially in a relationship, is built on respect. And emotions usually they're very fluctuate. يعني في أوقات you can be super emotional واللي هو you're super invested مش invested بس super اللي هو in love with that person. في أوقات تانية بعد خناقة rough patch you're feeling a bit distant الكلام ده.
But okay, so again I've also had that conversation recently. Why is distant and again maybe that just goes back to my definition. بس أنا مثلا زي ما you talked about yeah, one of my best friends I talk to him once or twice a month. حلو. I love that guy to death. بس احنا we don't talk on the regular. عادي. That's not an issue. I feel like distance conversations.
So I'm not talking about friendships. I'm talking about like
even that. Even if we're talking every day and then we get in a fight and we don't talk for 3-4 days, I still love you the same. Oh, this isn't a fragile thing that خلاص ما كلمناش 3 أيام احنا we're not in love. But there's a rough patch. I think, I don't know, with me it's always like the love is constant regardless of whatever the fuck is going on. If we're in a fight, في حوار, unless it's something major. It's something that's core, but it's something
detrimental,
something that shakes one of my love cores. Or respect, trust, what if she X, Y, and Z. There was disrespect happening, okay, there's an issue. There is mistrust, there's an issue. Otherwise, if my love is unaffected regardless of whatever the fuck is going on between us, مش عارف. I feel like this whole, I get that, yeah, there's times we're very affluent and very emotional, because you lovey-dovey وبتاع, and times when we aren't. But those times when we aren't, we're not less in love or the spark is gone or any of that shit. It's just I don't even know the word, man. But no, خلاص, it's a different mood, different vibe, different. This is all in love. This is all. I think it goes back to the whole love being romanticized. Love يعني احنا لازم نقعد نبوس ونحضن ونطير ويلا نسافر
وننزل لها كابشنز على انستغرام
باشا.
تبقى حاطط عندك في البايو رقم بقى رقم ميلادها بقى ولا حاجه غبيه فشخ كده اللي هو جنبها قرى ارضيه. لا معلم, what the fuck are you doing bro?
Exactly.
What the fuck are you doing?
That's how he expresses love. That's fine.
No, show me love when y'all are fighting. That's love.
knowing how to fight.
Yes.
Knowing how to fight to me is one of the most important arts in
Shout
any
out to
relationship.
Zena تاني, huh?
100%. 100%. That was a good day. It was a good conversation. Knowing how to fight, bro. Once you know how to fight, you're set. Because you're gonna fight.
Yeah.
A lot, probably.
If you don't fight, it's
unhealthy.
Yes. It is
Boss,
unhealthy.
I've heard of people that haven't, and they look great. I could never. No, but you wouldn't. They don't fight, and like they genuinely believe it, and we've never fought. Sure,
but what is
I
a fight?
think it's because someone or both always just subside. We're gonna get tension. خلاص.
خلي بالك. مع
Either
الوقت.
someone sacrifices or someone throws.
مع الوقت, that person's gonna burn the fuck out.
Also,
That's something I've learned.
I think that's why it needs to be both.
Yes.
ساعات خلاص أنا هدي الموضوع I'll sacrifice حاجة على نفسي and the other.
بس كمان حاجة تانية أنا اتعلمتها, ودي حاجة أنا كنت بعملها وبحاول على قد ما أقدر أبطلها, هو إن أنت تبقى ماسك زلة بقى, اللي هو لا ما I've sacrificed. I've sacrificed before. وبتنقح في كرامتك فشخ. عشان كمان يعني I feel like it's okay to feel worse if you're mad at someone that you love. أو لو حد أنت بتحبه فشخ, يعني your girlfriend, your boyfriend, خطيبك, جوزك, whatever it is.
Boyfriend on every fucking time we get into it.
Yeah. لو أنت لما أنت بتحس إن الغلط جاي منها, يعني if she disrespects you, if she does something that you hate, if he does something that you hate, it's tripled because you know how much that person knows you, and you know how much you mean to that person, and you know how much that person knows and you hate that shit, but it's even worse. فاهم قصدي؟ I feel like that's okay, and it's part of growing, and it's part of. خلي بالك يا ابني, بأقسم بالله حوار الحب ده والعلاقات بتاع, it's fucking hard as shit إن أنت والشخص التاني تطبعوا على بعض with probably different backgrounds and different viewpoints and all that shit, with different genders. What the fuck?
You want it to be same gender?
No, please.
Would
don't.
you rather be in a relationship?
I would not rather be.
Yousef. You don't want to dabble around?
No, okay, I'm good. لا,
حسيت الموضوع عامل لك أزمة يعني.
Different like اللي هو like different emotional turbulences and different يعني.
You know, I found out yesterday we have hormone cycles on a daily.
Yeah.
Our cycles are daily. Theirs are monthly, and we're like.
إيه ده, لا, اللي أعرف إن هي monthly, ما أعرفش when the moon is full. Aside from turning into a werewolf, you're horny as fuck.
No. So you know why you wake up with a morning boner, right? Your testosterone levels are booming. So, and that's why we're recording in the morning, because it's when you're most productive, most aggressive, most apparently likely to say no to something because it's more manly. This article went off. If you're gonna ask a man something, don't ask him in the morning قوي, because it might be.
عشان كده بتسأل أبوك قبل كوباية الشاي, بعد كوباية الشاي
بالليل بقى أو قبل ما ينام. Literally, it goes like in the afternoon, testosterone levels are medium. So morning is best sex as well. Apparently, testosterone is booming.
Wow.
Yeah, and then afternoon, كل ده بقى just subsides to the بالليل بقى. You just want to chill, you want to calm down, you want to cuddle, you want to have conversations deep. أنا فشختني بقى because I don't open. I'm a mystery man. ملخرة. بس إنه I don't talk proper like conversations, like deep conversations إلا بالليل. ما بعرفش.
Yeah, that's true.
ما بعرفش.
عشان in the morning you're not. بس I feel like it's also part of. Actually, it's part of what Mina and Omar talked about. Mina شخلول وعمر حجازي. تاني اتكلموا على موضوع الثيتا waves على different waves. في عندك البيتا, عندك الالفا, عندك الثيتا. So beta is basically your mundane activities. لو أنت you're sharp, you know what you're doing. Theta, alpha is where you're a bit calmer. Theta is where you're super calm. Theta is where you get the apparently.
Is theta when you're sleeping? Well, is that when you're meditating?
Theta is right before you sleep. It's the theta is basically when you're in contact with your subconscious mind. But at the same time you're still conscious.
Okay.
فالثيتا ده المفروض اللي هو في حاجة اسمها flow. The flow state is basically when you're so in tune and engraved in whatever the activity you're doing is. It could be a sport, it could be anything, to the point where you lose track of time and you're just riding a wave. فاهم قصدي؟ يعني عمرك مثلا بدأت تشتغل على حاجة, بتكتب حاجة, بتلعب سبورت,
خلاص
مرة واحدة بوم عدى 3 ساعات, واو, فاهم قصدي؟ literally الصبح بالليل ازاي, فاهم قصدي؟ That's flow. فهو بيتكلم ان flow is a state where you're in theta, you're in the middle of theta.
Interesting.
So when you're خلاص, you're super focused on what's on hand. I feel like flow بقى, whether in conversation or الكلام ده كله, is based on the theta wave. Theta wave is you're more likely to achieve theta wave بالليل. Yeah, you're more likely to achieve theta wave بالليل. فاهم قصدي؟ بس that's what I understand. Yeah. But yeah, goddamn, an hour and 20 minutes in.
Light work.
Light work. You want to talk about something else?
I think we've covered it. If there's
Yeah.
anything else you want to talk about.
Nah, bro, no, I really want to use the bathroom. I don't want to edit a lot. This is the New Year's special.
Yeah. So right before we record, I'm like, Yousef, I think it's man. He's like, no, bro, I just went. We're good. We're good. I'm like, Yousef. So episode 1, Yousef goes to the toilet like 3 times. So I'm like, Yousef, how did you do it with any of the other guests? He's like, ولا مرة. Like, ما فيش guest من ال9 اللي فاتوا دخلت الحمام معاهم بس النهارده.
فكرة ان انا 9 جس اللي فاتوا انا ببقى بموت يعني لو اي حد
انسايت يا شباب على البودكاست.
لا لو بموت مش قادر واللي هو قاعد ساكت وبتاع وببتسم واول لما هو يقول لا باثروم بيك يقول بجد انت عايز تخش دلوقتي لا مش مشكلة.
I mean if we have to.
بعد كده بخش بطير على الحمام. لا bro I actually have really bad bladder issues. But either way, happy New Year's يا جماعة والله كل سنة احنا كلنا طيبين. I hope 2020 has been an insightful year عشان I feel like if you've been through 2020 and you haven't learned anything,
you're missing out.
Yeah, you are missing out. 2020 taught us a lot. Taught us 100%. The value. It taught me the value of friendship. It taught me the value of understanding who you are and fucking sitting down and reflecting and knowing who you are, knowing what ticks you off and your characteristics, your traits, what's good in you, what's bad in you. What do you think 2020 taught you, Ahmad?
2020 taught me a lot. 2020 taught me that definitely friendship and people are a lot more everything, are a lot more fragile than I thought, but also a lot more constant than I thought, a lot more important and crucial than I thought. It was quite interesting. 2020 fucked me up and taught me a lot about love and not love and how important love is, yet how it still might not work out just because love is there. And it taught me a lot about family. I've not been around my family for almost 3 years now, so it's been tough. رايحين راجعين وكده. But it was a lot of perseverance. I think 2020 taught me a lot about perseverance and just fucking going through, especially with uni and academically, and trying to keep up with just the standard we all and you have for yourself with the shitty everything changing. Just trying to keep some things in your life constant whilst everything around you is changing was very difficult. So that's I think where the perseverance comes from.
I feel like a huge aspect is also in this isn't a race.
That's all that was going off in the beginning of COVID, right? Included you as well. In like March till June, everyone was like, I'm so productive. Well, let's use this time. Everyone thought we were going to be quarantining for 2 fucking weeks. So everyone thought they were going to go off and take some online courses or something. It's just like, bro, just survive. Yeah. Just
this isn't a race.
It's a marathon. Yes. Just survive.
It's barely a marathon, bro. Just run at your own pace.
Exactly.
Not run.
It's a marathon. Just finish.
Yes.
All you're trying to do is just finish. Just
don't run for 50 years and then decide to run for 20.
Just keep going.
فاهم قصدي؟ بالظبط. اللي هو you do you. Don't do it for anyone else. Never do it for anyone else. That's something I've learned. Never do anything for anyone else. Do it for you first.
I mean, sometimes do stuff for other people.
Sometimes do stuff for other people. If they're going, if you're gonna make them happy, then yeah. But never do something that's detrimental for your mental health or for. Speaking of mental health, always put your mental health first. Fuck anything else. You're not.
You learned that a lot.
I learned a lot. Mental health comes first.
We burned out
a lot. Many times throughout the year. السفريات اللي احنا كنا فاكرين ان هي دي اللي ريتشارج اس اقسم بالله طلعنا ساحل one of the worst. انا شاب ساحل فشخ. انا مش ساب جونه. ساحل 2020 واحده من اوحش السفريات اللي انا سافرتها في حياتي. The amount of emotional drainage and the amount of baggage that we had, it's disgusting. Mental health always comes first. If your mental health is tampered with, nothing is worth it. Nothing works. You're fucked. Put your mental health first. Inshallah 2021 inshallah. I don't want to say
I'm a pessimistic man, so I don't think it's looking up at all. But inshallah khair, the vaccine's out, people will slowly get back. I don't think anything's going to change. I think people are going to go back into their regular lives, regular routines. It's all they've ever known.
And by the way, New Year resolutions, bro, you don't have to have New Year resolutions.
I've had like 15 over 2020.
لا يعني بجد يعني فكرة
social media, I went to the gym, I did so much, just a lot of just decisions.
Yeah, the pressure of also having New Year resolutions and of being a completely different person, you don't have to. You don't have to. If you're not doing it for you, if you're not doing it because you want to be a better person, if you're not doing it because you want to have a fucking six-pack, if you're not doing it because you want to eat better, just don't do it. Don't do it until you want to. Don't do it until you genuinely decide internally that I want to do this for myself.
So you don't have any resolutions?
I genuinely don't.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't.
I never did.
Oh. I have a couple of things that I want to work on. I want to reflect more. I want to get to know myself more. I want to be more in tune with my friends. I want to treat my girlfriend better. I want to go out to different places. بس دي مش resolutions.
بقول لك أنا I'm taking you up on that last one because you. يوسف عنده عقدة يا جدعان. يوسف مش شاب زي كده بتسمعوا عنها طول الوقت. هو بيطلعش برا دين التجمع. يوسف في نطاق 10 متر من بيته ما بيتحركش.
أكرم لي أسافر الساحل هنطلع أكتوبر.
متعب. عمرنا ما قلنا أكتوبر. عايزين نطلع معادي.
معادي زحمة فشخ. شاطت مع معادي.
أحلى مكان في القاهرة والله.
fuck that. مصر الجديدة. كوربا.
ولا عمرنا رحناها ولا عمرك ما قلت يلا يا جدعان نطلع كوربا.
Alright, thank you guys for watching, thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. والله لو حد بيسمع لحد دلوقتي, this podcast has been growing, alhamdulillah. And inshallah, something is going to stick with me for a long time. I hope so. Yeah, thank you guys for watching and listening. Have a great new year. Happy 2021. كل سنة كلنا طيبين. And yeah.
See you later in peace.
Peace.